And the story of the object. The first one, why was it taken made? We thought about it and celebration maybe.
Okay.
The second one, who did it plan to? The believers, for the believers.
Believers, okay, great.
Where was it made? The Poland, for the Israel.
Okay.
And how did it survive? Because of the glass of
The glass is thick, so it survives. Okay.
what might be the real name? Maybe holy wine.
Holy wine. Beautiful. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
And what does it remind of you? Alcohol.
Alcohol. Ta-da!
And which way is it surprising or strange? The sign on the bottle.
Okay. So there's
strange.
It's strange. Okay.
And you have a similar photograph object at the home. Alcohol.
Alcohol bottle as well. Okay. All right. Lovely. So thank you. Applause. So I want to tell you the story of this bottle because the place where it was made is also connected in a way to Romania today. So this bottle is a bottle for the wine which is used for the holiday of Shabbat that we talked about, right? On every Shabbat, the way that it starts on Friday evening is that the father, once everybody is back from the prayers, from the service in the synagogue, the father starts a dinner, and this Shabbat dinner starts with a blessing over bread and wine. And we'll leave the bread aside, but the wine, and this is exactly the kind of wine. It's a very light wine that everybody makes a small toast. It's a very symbolic religious thing. So this wine was used for Shabbat, and the label says Shabbat Bronfen, which means a wine for Shabbat. And it was the wine was made in a very special factory, Jacob Haberfeld factory in Oświęcim, which was the first factory ever to be established in the town of Oświęcim. Right? In the past, they had no factories, and then Jacob came in 1804. He opened a little factory when they were making alcohols, all kinds of alcohols, like rum, for example. And then over time, it became a very successful company. This was a family business, so it was passed down from father to son. And in the early 20th century, those alcohols were known all over Europe. They were exported to France. This is a diploma from Paris. And they were also exported to then Hungary and today Romania. Temesvar, so today Timișoara in Romania. This is a diploma in Hungarian for the alcohols made in the Haberfeld factory. Now, in 1930, so before World War II, this factory was run by a couple, Alfons Haberfeld and his wife Felicia. And in 1934, their first child was born, their daughter, Franciszka. And then 5 years later, when the girl was 5, the couple, they got their invitation for the first time ever in their life. They were invited to New York for the International Fair. Like today we have Expo, right? In the past it was called International Fair. This was the place where companies from all over the world would come to present their products. So they were invited. And we know that they had an argument whether to go or not to go, because this was 1939, and even though the war had not broken out yet, but still it wasn't an easy time for people in Europe. But they decided, okay, we'll go, it's going to be fine. And that's what they did. They got on a ship, because in the past, in order to get to New York, or to US, you would have to go on a ship and sail, right? So they got on a ship, they went to New York, and they took part in the fair. Everything was perfect. And this was, as you can easily imagine, this was summer 1939. And they left their daughter. They didn't take the baby with them, the daughter, the child. They didn't take the child with them because it was a long trip. So they left her with her grandmother here in Oświęcim. And now, when they were going back to Poland, this was end of August 1939, you know what happened, right? The war started. And this ship, with parents on it, the ship was stopped by the British Navy, and it was diverted. It had to go to Scotland, to a port in Scotland, end of travel. Now we can only try to imagine what it meant for the parents who were coming back to Poland to reunite with their daughter. The fact that they were not able to continue, right? They were not able to go back to Poland. They never did, actually, because the war continued. So they were stuck in the UK, and then everybody else from this family was here in Oświęcim. Then they moved to Kraków, but it wasn't any better. Finally, they were found. They were forced to live in a ghetto, so in a special district of a city which was made by the Germans especially for the Jews, without any proper medication, without proper food, in danger of life. And then finally, both the daughter and her grandmother and everybody else from this family was killed in the Holocaust. The only survivors of this family was the couple, Alphonse and Felicia, who were stuck in the United Kingdom, Great Britain, and they were not able to come back. The factory was confiscated by the Germans during the war, by the Nazis. It was used as military barracks for the German army. After the war, it was confiscated by the Polish communist government. It was nationalized, and it was used as a company making all kinds of drinks, like non-alcoholic drinks, like sodas, like Coke and stuff. And then 14 years before, it was in a very bad condition. It was dismantled, and that's it. The couple who ended up in UK then went back to US, and they lived the rest of their lives in the US. They had another son, so the family continues, and some of the members of the family from US and from Israel came to visit last year.